Good morning, Pratibha. Good morning, everyone. The audio is clear? Yeah. Okay, good morning, everyone. So last class, what we learned, if you remember, was if a charged particle which has charge Q is moving with velocity V in a magnetic field capital V, this is the symbol for magnetic field, then it experiences a force given by this formula. Okay, so this is Q V bar cross V bar. So if you want to know only the magnitude, then it is Q V B sine theta. Okay, so this formula should be applied when a charge Q is moving with some velocity V kept in a external magnetic field. This is your external magnetic field. Who is applying this magnetic field? That you don't have to worry right now. Just assume there is a external magnetic field and the charge is coming at some velocity and it makes an angle theta. Then the force on this charge, which is called magnetic force also, magnetic force is given by this formula. This was discovered by Lorentz. Okay. Now, do you remember in what kind of path the charge will move if it comes perpendicular to magnetic field? If the charge comes perpendicular to magnetic field, then what kind of path it moves? Circular path. Okay, like this. So it moves in a circular path around the magnetic field, and the radius of that circle, is given by this formula, mv by qb. Please memorize the formula, mv by qb, mv by qb, like that you have to say many times. Now look here, if the particle remains the same, means charge and mass will be same. But if you double the speed, then radius will also double. If speed is doubled, radius will double. Sometimes they may write this formula in terms of momentum. So momentum, how you can write? Mass into velocity is momentum, right? So momentum, in terms of momentum also you should try to remember. Then in terms of kinetic energy also we can write. How we can write? Momentum is root of 2m kinetic energy. Okay, so this formula you should remember. Okay, momentum is root of 2m kinetic energy. Everyone knows this formula. Kinetic energy is half mv square. Correct or not? Just multiply by mass, divide by mass. Same thing only, right? So this is momentum square. So if you cross multiply and take the square root, you will get this. So in terms of kinetic energy, also you can write the radius of the path in which the charged particle will move, provided it comes perpendicular to magnetic field. So in terms of kinetic energy, how it will look? Root of 2m kinetic energy divided by q. Then we did this 3-mark derivation. This is the formula for force on a straight conductor. So if you have a straight conductor which carries a current I of length L, and this L bar is a vector which gives you the length in magnitude, direction is taken along the current. So this L bar is always taken along current. So wherever current is flowing, in that direction we take L bar. That is how we derived. If you check your notes. Now, if this conductor which carries current is kept in a external magnetic field, then the conductor will also feel a force. Why? If moving charge feels a force, then current will also feel force, because what is current? Moving charge only, right? So if there is a current in a conductor and it is kept in a magnetic field, then also the conductor will feel a force. Formula for that force is this. Okay, and if you want the magnitude, it will be ILB sine theta. And theta here is angle between the conductor in the direction in which current is flowing, this direction, and magnetic field. So this is the angle theta. Okay, students. So today evening you will get the worksheet to practice based on this formula. So last class we solved up to which question number? By the way, the syllabus for the upcoming PTE, is current electricity 30%, These topics will be for 40%, and Newton's law will also be there. Newton's law of motion for 30%. So one first PU topic also I am going to include. Okay, students. So let us do question number 6 now. 6 we have done already in the class. I have discussed while teaching cyclotron, the limitation of cyclotron. So what it is saying, electrons cannot be made to accelerate in a cyclotron. So electrons cannot be made to accelerate in a cyclotron. What is the best reason they are asking? You know that electron's mass is very small. So what happens is, because of Einstein's discovery, they gain mass appreciably. If they gain mass appreciably, then resonance condition cannot be maintained. If you remember in cyclotron, the frequency of the oscillator should be equal to frequency of revolution of the charge. You remember, right? Every time the charge comes in between the D's, the terminals of the polarity of the potential difference should change. So we have to connect a oscillator, not a battery. So in case of electron, their mass changes very appreciably. Therefore, resonance condition cannot be maintained. So a right answer will be option B. Then I told you what we do, how to make electrons accelerate. That is another topic, but I have explained to you. Question number 7, you see. A particle carrying a charge of 1 nanocoulomb. So Q equals to 1 nanocoulomb, having a velocity 2 into 10 power 6 meter per second, enters a region of magnetic field of magnitude. Magnetic field is 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. If the direction of magnetic field makes an angle of 30 degree with the direction of motion. Direction of motion means what? Velocity. So the charge is moving in this direction. Magnetic field is applied at 30 degree, they are saying. What is the magnitude of magnetic force on the particle? Magnetic force. What is the formula? QVB sine theta. Right? V bar cross Q, V bar cross B bar. So magnitude, if you want, you have to use A bar cross B bar. Magnitude is AB sine theta. So charge is 1 nanocoulomb. Nano means 10 power minus 9. Speed is 2 into 10 power 6. Magnetic field is 10 power minus 4 Tesla. Theta is 30 degree. So sine 30 degree will be half. This 2 and 2 will cancel. 6 minus 4 will be 2. 2 minus 9 will be minus 7. So 10 power minus 7 Newton. Okay, very simple question. Direct application of this formula. Substitution, nothing to do. By the way, students, one thing you should remember, sometimes they will give CGS unit of magnetic field. CGS unit of magnetic field is Gauss, capital G. Okay, so 1 Gauss is 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Remember this. Okay, so they could have given the same question by saying magnetic field is 1 Gauss. So what you should do, convert the Gauss into Tesla, because Tesla is the SI unit. By the way, what rule we use to find the force, magnetic force on a moving charge or on a current? What rule we use to find direction of the force on a moving charge or on a current carrying conductor? Yeah, Fleming's left hand rule we use, or you can also use right hand curl rule. Sanjit, correct only. Whichever you feel comfortable, you use. But for left hand rule, don't use right hand, and for right hand curl rule, don't use left hand. Then you will get ulta answer. Let us see the next question. What is the magnitude of magnetic force per unit length, remember, of a wire? So this time we have to find force on wire carrying a current of 8 ampere. So current is 8 ampere, making an angle of 30 degree with the direction of uniform magnetic field. Magnetic field is 0.15 Tesla. So if you repeat the question once, you will come to know that the current carrying conductor makes an angle of 30 degree with magnetic field. Okay, so the formula for force is what? ILB sine theta. ILB sine theta. Okay, so here length of the wire is not given because they want force per unit length. Matlab force divided by length. That will be IB sine theta. So current is 8, magnetic field is 0.15. Again, theta is 30 degree. So sine 30 degree will be half. 2 4s will be 8, 4 5s are 20, 0 2 carry 6. So 0.6. Unit will be what? Newton per meter. 0.6 Newton per meter. Simple question, just substitution. All these are CET based questions, okay? So these are the questions which can be used to remember the formula. Once we do this kind of simple questions, then we can go to little conceptual questions. But starting, we should always do with questions where we use the direct formula, so that formulas will be remembered. Now see little interesting question, simple only. A horizontal straight wire, there is a horizontal straight wire of mass 200 gram, mass is there, and length is 1.5 meter, carries a current of 2 ampere from west to east. So let us say this is your east, this is west, and this is sky. Birds are flying. So if I say this is sky, then you cannot write north here. North will not be there. No, north is there or what? No. So where will be north? That side. So north will be that side. Okay. Inside will be north. This side will be south. Everybody understood this? This is ground. This is ground. So picture should be correct. Otherwise, no. Again, wrong answers may come. So this is west. This is east. this is sky, up, this is down. So where will be north? North will be that side, inside the board. Okay, let us see what they are saying. A straight horizontal wire of mass 200 gram and length 1.5 meter carries a current of 2 ampere from west to east. West to east. So if this is your wire, current is flowing from west to east. Current is flowing from west to east, right? That is the direction of L bar. L bar, okay? L bar is taken along current. It is suspended in mid-air by a uniform magnetic field. What is the magnitude and direction of magnetic field they are asking? It is suspended means it is hanging like this. Now usually it will not hang. Why it will not hang? Because gravity will pull it down. So you know there will be a gravitational force downwards, mg, right? Gravitational force will be there downwards. So this force has to be balanced by some other force. Question is how much magnetic field should be applied? How much magnetic field should be applied so that this wire can be suspended in mid-air? Matlab it can be balanced. This force can be balanced. Now it is very simple. To balance this force, you need one force here, right? Magnetic force should be here. So now can you tell me where should be the direction of magnetic field? If force is here, magnetic force is here, current is here, where should I apply magnetic field? Use Fleming's left hand rule. Northeast. Why east also you wrote? East. Pavitra is saying east. See, if you apply magnetic field east, then current and magnetic field will be in same direction. If current and magnetic field are in same direction, magnetic force will be zero. What is the formula for magnetic force on a straight conductor? ILB sin theta. Theta is what? Angle between current carrying wire and magnetic field. Current carrying wire is from west to east. Here. So if you say magnetic field is also east, then both are in same direction. Then force will be zero because theta will be 0 degree. So answer, as many of you are saying, is not. See here. This is your left hand rule. Where is this magnetic field? We don't know this. We don't know. We have to find this. So don't point this somewhere because we don't know. What we know? Current we know. Current is this side. So your second finger should be here. Now force should be up. Force is this thumb. So magnetic force is up. So if you arrange your fingers like this and force should be up, current is the second finger. So the first finger will give you magnetic field. So it is very clear the magnetic field should be into the board. Into the board means it should be towards north. Towards north. Okay, students. So direction of magnetic field we have found. It should be towards north. Now let us calculate the magnitude. Since the wire is suspended, net force on the wire should be 0 because the wire is suspended in mid-air. So for net force to be 0, this magnitude should balance this magnitude. So mg should be balanced by magnetic force. What is the formula for magnetic force? ILB sine of, what is the angle? Current is here, magnetic field is inside. So angle is 90 degree. So when I write theta, it is angle between the direction of the current and magnetic field. So sine 90 is 1. So magnetic field will be how much? Mg by IL. Now just substitute the values. If you substitute the values, mass is given how much? Mass is given 200 gram. 200 gram means 200 by 1000 kg. Please convert into kg. G value is 10. Current flowing is 1.2 ampere. Length of the wire is 1.5. Okay. So if you solve this, you will get 0.65. Yes, ma'am. Okay. This will be 3. 20 divided by 3 will be 6 point something. So from there you can get the answer. And it cannot be south. It has to be north. Everybody understood the problem? So here, see, usually what we do, usually they give you magnetic field, they give you current, and you have to find force, direction of force. But sometimes you may want to know direction of magnetic field because you know the direction of force. So if you know the direction of any two of them, you can find the direction of the third one. So it is not like, always you have to find direction of force only. Here, I know the direction of magnetic force. Why I know? Because the wire is in equilibrium. Equilibrium means it is at rest. So this mg force has to be balanced by some force here. So I know the direction of force already. I know current already. So magnetic field will be given by this finger, the first finger. Everybody understood? Okay. So be careful while applying Fleming's left hand rule. Let us see the next question. Question number 10. A charged particle enters a region consisting of electric field, crossed electric field, and magnetic field. Value of electric field is 10 to the power 5. Value of magnetic field is 0.01 Tesla. If the particle enters perpendicularly to both the fields and is found to move without any deflection. So that is the main part. If it is moving without any deflection, then again net force should be 0. Here, which are the two forces? Not gravity in this case. So here the two forces are the force of electric field and the force of magnetic field. Then what can you say about the speed of the particle? This we have done in velocity selector. Check the notes on velocity selector. So that time I told those particles whose velocity is given by this formula, E by B. These particles will travel without any deflection. Why? Because the electrostatic force QE will be balanced by magnetic force QVB. And why I did not write sine theta? Because they told the velocity, the charged particle enters perpendicularly to both the fields. Matlab, perpendicularly, if it enters means what? Velocity is perpendicular to magnetic field. So sine 90 degree will be 1. So from here Q you can cancel, then you will get this formula. So this is very important. Okay, if a charge moves perpendicularly in a crossed electric field and magnetic field without deflection, then this always will be satisfied because electrostatic force should be balanced by magnetic force. So what is your E here? E is 10 to the power 5. B is how much? 10 to the power minus 2. So 10 to the power 7 meter per second. Okay. Question number, last question, you tell me the answer. Read the question and answer. In a cyclotron, a charged particle. Now this question is from NCERT exemplar. Exact question was the first question of CET last year. Exact question was the first question of CET. Last year or day before last year, I forgot a little bit, but exact question. So you can see even in CET they are asking exemplar question. That's why our material is prepared in such a way that once we complete some topics. We do NCERT exemplar MCQs first. Then we do NEET level, then we do JEE level. So can you answer the question? In a cyclotron, a charged particle, first option, undergoes acceleration all the time. Correct or not correct? Undergoes acceleration all the time. In a cyclotron, a charged particle undergoes acceleration all the time. It is correct because in cyclotron the particle moves in a circle, and once it is circle, it is always accelerating motion, because in circle velocity always changes. Yes, I know the speed, please remember this thing, the speed only changes between the D's. Between the D's there was electric field, remember or not? So because of electric field, the speed of the charged particle increases. Inside the D, where there is only magnetic field cannot change the speed. But you all know, since magnetic field was applied like this and the charge was moving in a circle, whenever there is a circular motion, you all know that it is always accelerating motion. So answer is A. Many students think it is option B, speeds up between the D's. It is correct. It speeds up between the D's is correct. But because of magnetic field is wrong. It is because of, why does it speed up? Already I have explained, magnetic field cannot increase the speed. What can increase the speed? It is the electric field which can increase the speed. Magnetic field can never increase the speed because magnetic field always acts perpendicular to the velocity. Okay. So now we go, now students, I think the new transient material has been shared with all of you. Some of you may have the textbook. Those who don't have, I have sent the soft copy in the group. So we are going to do MCQs from our new material where there is no difference between NEET and JEE. Some standard questions are taken which are good for both NEET and JEE. Then on Fridays, I will give you slightly higher level questions which may be more important for JEE, but even the NEET students should see. So let us start guidance corner. I think it is chapter 4. First question. Okay. MCQs from transient material. Question number 1. So please open, those who have the textbooks, you can open, and those who don't have, you can see the soft copy. If you are not able to see, listen carefully. An electron is moving along positive x-axis. So let us say this is your x-axis. Electron, you show here, electron is negative charge. Remember, negative charge. It is moving along negative x-axis. Moving means velocity is along negative x-axis. A uniform electric field exists towards negative y-axis. So let us first draw x, y, z. This is x, y, z. So there is electric field in this direction. Electric field is along negative y-axis. What should be the direction of magnetic field so that net force on the electron is 0? So they want net force to be 0. If net force should be 0, what should be the condition? Electrostatic force should be equal and opposite to magnetic force. Okay, so first find where will be the electrostatic force. This is a negative charge. It is an electron. Electron has negative charge. Okay, so can you tell me first the direction of the electrostatic force? Electrostatic force is given by this formula. So if the charge is positive, electrostatic force will be in the direction of electric field. If the charge is negative, electrostatic force will be opposite to electric field. So can you tell me first here the direction of electrostatic force? Positive y-axis, right? So electrostatic force is here. Now listen carefully. If electrostatic force is here, magnetic force must be ulta. So let me draw here. Let me not write here. This is the question. So in the question only this much is given. Now when you start solving, you know that magnetic force should be opposite to electrostatic force. If the net force is 0, it should be opposite and equal. So let us first find where is electrostatic force. Because why I can do that first? Because they have given you electric field. So electric field is along negative axis. So this is along negative axis, but the charge is minus. So electrostatic force will be positive y-axis. So this is your electrostatic force. So once you know electrostatic force is here, in order to balance it, in order for net force to be 0, magnetic force must be here. Magnetic force must be here. So you know magnetic force should be here. And you know electron is moving this way. So let us use our Fleming's left hand rule. This finger is magnetic field which we have to find. So don't point this somewhere. We have to find this. This is current. Now where I should put current? Along x-axis or negative x-axis? Current I should put. Current will be wherever the charge is flowing. Positive charge is flowing. So this is electron. It is negative charge. So negative charge is moving along x-axis. Means where is the current? Ulta. So current will be here. Force is down. So you can see like this if you do. Okay, it is difficult for me to show. You have to try to solve. So you want force, this is magnetic force. So magnetic force should be down. Current should be here. So it is very clear magnetic field should be applied this way. So magnetic field should be applied this way. But this is z-axis. No, z-axis is out of the board. So if this is z-axis, magnetic field should be applied negative z-axis. So along negative z-axis. So answer is magnetic field should be applied along negative z-axis. Option B. Shall I revise once or understood everyone? Shall I revise once or everybody understood? If anyone wants revision, please tell me. You should not worry about if others are understanding like that. Okay. In my class, I always worried about myself, not about my friends. So whether my friends are understanding or not, it doesn't matter. I should understand. No, if you want to say revise, you have to say publicly. Okay. So some of them are asking me to revise. Let me revise once. See, there is electron moving along negative, electron is moving along positive x-axis in the question. Electric field is applied along negative y-axis. Okay. And then they are asking where should be magnetic field applied? Where should be magnetic field applied so that net force is 0? When will be net force 0? Listen carefully now. If you want me to revise, listen carefully. Net force will be 0 when two forces are opposite in direction, okay, and equal in magnitude. So one force is electrostatic force because of electric field. Another force is magnetic force because of magnetic field. Electrostatic force should be found by this formula. If the charge is positive, electrostatic force will be in the direction of electric field. If charge is negative, electrostatic force will be opposite to electric field. Where is the charge? Where is the electric field applied? Negative y-axis. But the charge is minus electron. So electrostatic force will be opposite to electric field. So electric field was here. Electrostatic force will be here. Once we know this, then our job is done. Because if electrostatic force is up, then magnetic force must be down. Magnetic force must be down. Now, magnetic force matlab this thumb. So thumb should be down. Now, where will you put these two fingers? This you have to find. Magnetic field you have to find. So this you have to put along current. Current is opposite to flow of electrons. In current electricity chapter also I have taught. So they said electron is moving this way. So current should be this way. So force, magnetic force is your thumb. That should be down. Current is here. So magnetic field, this first finger will be this side. So this side means it is along negative z-axis because z-axis is out of the board. So magnetic field should be inside the board. So it is negative z-axis. Let us see next question now. Question number 2. If you still have some doubt, please call me. We can talk and I can explain to you in phone also. But I think this should be easy only, right? So again, I'm telling you students, every time they will not ask force. They may ask you magnetic field in order to get this force. Question number 2, you see. An electron is moving along positive x-axis. Again, electron is moving. Moving matlab velocity. Right? It is electron. So charge will be minus. To get it moving on a anti-clockwise circular path in xy plane. So this is your xy plane. So they want the charge to move anti-clockwise circular path. So it is going like this. So they want this particle to move anti-clockwise circular path in xy plane. So it should look like this. Anti-clockwise means like this, right? Like this. So the charge should move this way. Okay, now look here. If you are going this way and you feel and you want to turn this side, then there must be a force in this direction. Because this is the center. Right? Magnetic force is the one which provides the centripetal force in this problem. So charge is moving, electron is moving in this direction. Force should be this way, along positive y-axis. So magnetic force should be along positive y-axis because they want the charge to go like this. For example, charge is moving this way. If you want it to go this way, then your force should be this side. Right? Like when you throw a chalk like this, why does it go like this? Because there is gravity this way. Right? Similarly, if you want this charge which is going along x-axis this way, anti-clockwise in xy plane, then your force should be this way. Now, when will magnetic force be here? How should I apply magnetic field? Tell me the answer. Try once. Put your thumb along magnetic force. First finger will be current. Current matlab opposite to motion of electron. Then this finger will give you the force. X is here, Y is here, Z is here. Z is out of the board. Okay, Z axis will be actually here. Into the board, right? Is it correct? Let us check once. Force should be up. Force should be up. Second finger is your current. Electron is moving this way, so that way you have to do. So this is force should be up. Force should be up. Motion is this way, right? How I should put? Okay, like this we have to do. Force should be up. Motion is this way. Right? Motion is this way. Yes or no? Force is up. Motion is the electron is moving this way means where is current? Current is here. So where is magnetic field? Where is magnetic field? So many said into the board. Where is this? Where is this magnetic field? Into the board or out of the board? See, force is up. This is your current. So it is out of the board. So answer is out of the board. So magnetic field should be applied out of the board. Out means dot we write. Yes or no? That means it is along positive x-axis. See students, first you have to check whether negative charge is moving or positive charge is moving, because this second finger represents current. So if negative charge is moving this way, your current will be this way. So you have to put your second finger in the direction of current, not in the direction of velocity. When can you put in the direction of velocity? If the charge was positive. If positive charge is moving this way, then current also will be that way. Then you put this second finger that side. Okay, then you can find the direction of the magnetic field. But in this problem, electron is moving this way, so current will be this way. So electron is moving this way, so current will be here. Magnetic force should be here. Why magnetic force should be here? Because they want the particle to go anti-clockwise like this. So now put your fingers in such a way that this should be your thumb and this should be your second finger. So where should be your first finger? Arrange now. That I cannot come and tell you. No, if it was a classroom, I could have come and hold your hands. But right now I cannot do like that. So please try to cooperate with me. Magnetic force is here. Current is here. So magnetic field should be out of the board. Everybody understood? See, everything I am trying to show you. Okay. Okay. So please make sure. Now, same questions you try. Please try same questions by putting this positive charge. Then you make electron move along y-axis and tell them that they want the particle to move clockwise like this. So different varieties you try. Different varieties you try. Take a picture, send to me in WhatsApp. Ask me, sir, is it correct or not? I will check it, and then with only through practice you will be able to do this better. So here there was no electrostatic force, it was only magnetic force. Okay, now see the third question. The magnetic force acting on a charged particle of charge -2 microcoulomb. Oh no, it is -2 microcoulomb. So charge is -2 microcoulomb in a magnetic field 2 Tesla in y direction. When the particle velocity, now velocity they have given in vector form. So V bar is given 2i cap plus 3j cap into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. They want you to calculate the magnetic force. Okay, so look here. Since velocity is given in vector form, it is better to write magnetic field also in vector form. So B bar will be 2. What cap I should write? I cap, j cap, k cap. Because if you write in vector form, you have to write I cap, j cap or k cap. J cap because it is moving in y direction. So j cap. So what is the formula for magnetic force? Q V bar cross B bar. So here students, don't use VB sine theta. Theta we don't know. We know vector form. So charge is -2 into 10 power -6 microcoulomb. And how to, okay, let us do one thing. Let us forget about this formula. First, let us find V bar cross B bar. Let me teach you the general technique. Okay, first PU, how we used to do I cap, j cap, k cap, cross product. Okay, this will be taught in mathematics also. Don't worry. What are the components of velocity? 2, 3, no k cap, so 0. Second, magnetic field 0 because this is j cap, 2, 0. So first you have to find the I component. You can see for I cap, what will be the component? 3 into 0, 0, minus 2 into 0, 0, right? Then minus j cap. J cap matlab this you have to remove. Then multiply 2 into 0, 0, 0 into 0, 0. Then plus k cap. For k cap, 2 into 4, 4, minus 3 into 0, 0. So this will be 4 k cap. But be careful about one thing. This velocity has 10 to the power 6 also. So there is 10 to the power 6 here. So I should multiply with 10 to the power 6. So this is your V bar cross V bar. Okay, this is how we find. First find I component, X component I mean, by removing this, multiply this, then multiply this. Then minus J component you remove, multiply this first, minus sign, multiply this. Then for K, remove this part, multiply this first, then minus, multiply this. So this is your first. First you have to multiply these two, minus, then multiply these two. So 2 into 4, 4, minus 3 into 0, 0. But this 2 is in what units? This 2 is 10 to the power 6 is also there. So at the end, better to write 10 to the power 6. So this is your V bar cross V bar. Okay. Once we know V bar cross V bar, what will be your magnetic force? Q V bar cross V bar, right? So Q was given, charge was given, minus 2 microcoulomb, minus 2 microcoulomb into, how much this came? This came 4 into 10 power 6 k cap, right? This part. So minus 8 k cap. 10 power minus 6, 10 power plus 6 will cancel. So answer is minus 8 k cap. So that means answer is 8 Newton along, since it is minus scale, it will be negative z axis. Answer will be, magnitude will be 8 Newton. Direction will be, magnitude will be 8 Newton. Direction will be negative z axis. Okay. So this way, how to find cross product? Please try to remember your first PU notes. It is there in EPL also. Try to revise once, because cross product will keep coming in this chapter. Later topics also there will be cross product. So you have to remember how to take cross product. Okay. And in mathematics they will revise. Suresh sir will revise, so don't worry. I mean, he will teach only. So that will be like revision for you. See question number 4. If a proton, deuteron, and alpha particle, proton, deuteron, and alpha particle. So the three particles are proton, deuteron. Deuteron is isotope of proton, and alpha particle. So these are the three particles. Are on being accelerated by same potential difference, enters perpendicular to the magnetic field, then the ratio of their kinetic energy. Oh, this is very simple. This can be asked in previous chapter also, not in this chapter. So they only want ratio of kinetic energy. Okay, they have been accelerated by, they are accelerated by same potential difference. Let me call that V. They want ratio of kinetic energy. Now, kinetic energy, see, look here, all of you. Imagine there is a charge particle Q. Imagine there is a charge particle Q. Now, if I apply a potential difference V plus minus, then what will happen? This charge will be attracted towards the minus terminal because it is a positive charge, I assumed. So this charge will be accelerated that side. So it will gain kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy gain will be equal to work done. Yes or no? This is from first PU, work energy theorem. Kinetic energy gain will be work done. What is the work done by this potential difference on this charge Q? What was the formula? If charge Q is going from this terminal to this terminal through a potential difference capital V, what is the work done? Q into V, right? Why? Because what is V? Potential difference definition was what? Potential difference definition is work done per unit charge. So kinetic energy will be Q into V. So keep this formula in your mind. So whenever a charged particle is accelerated by some potential difference V, then we know potential difference definition is work done per unit charge. So if you cross multiply, work done will be the charge which is accelerated into potential difference. Okay. And kinetic energy will be always, kinetic energy gain will be always equal to work done, assuming initial kinetic energy was 0. So this is very important. So you can see in this problem, voltage is same. Voltage is same. So what will be kinetic energy for proton? Charge of proton, let us write Q into V. Kinetic energy gained by deuteron. Deuteron, let me write small d. What is the charge of deuteron? If charge of proton is Q, what is the charge of deuteron? Deuteron is an isotope. Isotopes always have same number of protons. Isotopes always have same number of protons. So charge of deuteron also will be Q. Voltage is same data. And kinetic energy of alpha. Alpha is nothing but helium nucleus. Helium nucleus. So there will be 2 protons. Yeah, 2Q is correct, Nisarga. 2Q into V. So charge will be 2Q. If you write for proton Q, for proton if you write Q, then for deuteron also Q because it is isotope, and for alpha it will be 2Q. So ratio will be what? Ratio of kinetic energy will be what? Ratio of kinetic energy will be 1:1:2. 1:1:2, right? This QV, QV, QV will cancel. So here you don't have any magnetism concept. So what I will do, I will extend this question so that we can apply magnetism concept to this question. Okay, first you write till here. First you write till here. Now listen carefully. Extra question I will do. They are accelerated by same potential difference and move in same magnetic field perpendicularly. Perpendicularly, if they move, all of them will move in a circle. So I want ratio of radii. Okay, now it is very interesting. So first what I have done, first I have accelerated them by what voltage? Same voltage, right? Then I want them to move in a magnetic field perpendicularly. Then all of them will move in a circle. I want to know the ratio of the radii. Let us start with the formula. Radius formula is what? mv by qb. Then mv we can write momentum. Momentum we can write root over 2mk. So this is root over 2m kinetic energy by mv by qb. This is the formula that we know, right? Okay. Now here you cannot use this formula in this question. Why, sir? Because in this formula they did not say kinetic energy is same. What they said is same. the voltage which accelerates them, the voltage which gives them this kinetic energy, that voltage is same they are saying. So you have to write this in terms of root of 2m. What is kinetic energy? Q into V divided by QV. Please write this capital V, okay? Otherwise you may think it is velocity. So this is potential difference. Okay, so in the problem, what is same? Voltage is same. Magnetic field is also same. So radius will be proportional to what? Root over root Q by Q will be root Q in the denominator. So root over M by Q. Okay, so this is the main thing to understand. Now let us try to find radius of proton. It will be proportional to root over mass of proton, let us write M, charge of proton, let us write Q. Then come to deuteron, proportional to, because voltage is same, no? So it will get cancelled when you take ratio. So no need to write voltage when I write proportional. So voltage is same, magnetic field is same. And why root Q in the denominator? Because there is Q here. Now for deuteron, what is the mass? 2m. Charge Q only. For alpha, what is the mass? 4m. Charge is 2q. Correct? Mass is 4m, charge is 2q. So now if they ask what is the ratio of the radii, so radius of proton is to radius of deuteron is to radius of alpha. This is root over m by q. If I write 1, then this will be root 2 is to, this will be root 2. Right? Everybody understood, I think. So root over m by q. Here also root over m by q, but extra is what? Root 2. So root 2 will come. Here what is the extra? Root 2 only. So root 2 will come. So one thing you may have noticed, deuteron and alpha move with same radius. Deuteron and alpha move with same radius. And again, that is because here voltage was same. Which voltage? That voltage which gives these charges kinetic energy. See, it is very important to know what is kept same. Let me give you an example. One of the student, I will not mention his name, asked me that, sir, in one of the material, it is shown that if there is a wire like this and you apply a voltage, okay, and if the wire is made thicker, same length, but wire is made thicker, area has increased, then drift velocity remains same, they have told. But how can drift velocity be same, sir? Because drift velocity depends on area, he told. See, the formula for current is what? NA-VDE, correct? No. So VD is what? Current by NAE. So what he was thinking? He was thinking drift velocity depends on area. But in this material, they have told drift velocity will not depend on area. The reason is in this current is not constant. Here what is constant? Voltage is constant. So if current is not constant, how can you say these two are inversely proportional? So you have to check in the question what is kept constant. So in this question, current is not constant. What is constant? Voltage. So if you write current in terms of voltage, what will be current? Voltage divided by resistance. Now what is resistance? Rho L by A. Now you can see area cancels. So now you can see drift velocity does not depend on area. So you have to understand the question first. You have to read the question carefully and check whether current is kept constant or voltage is kept constant. In the same way here, you have to check whether magnetic field is same or not, whether momentum is same or not, whether the kinetic energy is same or not, or the voltage is same or not. So you have to write the formula in terms of whatever is constant. Once you write in terms of whatever is constant in the problem, then you can decide it is inversely proportional or directly proportional, or sometimes it is independent. Okay, let us see the next question. Question number 5. An electron accelerated through a potential difference capital V passes through a uniform transverse magnetic field. Transverse means perpendicular magnetic field, and experiences a force capital F, they are saying. If the accelerating potential is increased to 2V, the electron in the same magnetic field. What is same here? Magnetic field is same. What they have doubled? Voltage they have doubled. Then what will be the force now? So initially, the force, how will you write? Q V B, right? Initially, when the charge is Q, it is moving with velocity V in magnetic field capital V. This is the formula you will write. QVB. Sin theta no need to write because it is moving in transverse magnetic field. Transverse magnetic field means the charge is moving perpendicular to magnetic field. So sin 90 degree will be 1. Now, here they did not say velocity is doubled. If velocity is doubled, then yes, force will be doubled. But here they told voltage. Which voltage? That voltage which is going to accelerate the charge, which is going to give it kinetic energy. That voltage is doubled, they told. It was capital V, now it is 2 capital V. So let us write this formula in terms of voltage. How we can do? Just now I told, when you apply potential difference to a charge, the charge will accelerate. So kinetic energy gained will be Q into V, capital V. Okay, don't confuse with capital V and small v. Now kinetic energy, how to bring velocity? Kinetic energy is half m velocity square. Correct? So velocity I can write root over 2qv by m. Correct or not? So this is the velocity which the charge gains when you apply this much voltage. And with that velocity, it enters this magnetic field. So it starts moving in a circle. So force will be what now? Q. What is velocity in terms of voltage? Root over 2q by m voltage capital V. Now in this problem, the particle remains the same. Only thing is they have changed the voltage. So if you can see, charge remains the same, magnetic field is same. So force will be proportional to root voltage. So if voltage is doubled, then force will increase root 2 times. So new force will be root 2 because of this square root here. So answer will be, before it was F, now it will be root 2F. Which option? Option C. So please write the, first you start with whatever formula you know, right? When a charge moves in a magnetic field, the formula for the force is QVB. Then in the question, they are talking in terms of voltage, the voltage which accelerates the charge before entering the magnetic field. So first you write this velocity in terms of voltage. Then you can find relation between force and voltage. So if voltage is doubled, force will become root of double. Root of double means root 2. Okay. Can you tell me, all of you listen carefully, how many times I should increase the voltage so that the force becomes doubled? How many times your voltage should increase to how many times so that your force becomes doubled? 4 times, right? All of you understood this. So if this increases 4 times, this will become 2 times. Okay, let us see question number 6 now. An electron of mass 9 into 10 power minus 30 kg under the action of a magnetic field moves in a circle of 2 centimeter radius at a speed of 3 into 10 power 6. If a proton of mass 1.8 into 10 power minus 27 kg was to move in a circle of same radius, again underline that part. So they want electron and proton to move in the same radius, remember. Okay, radius in the same magnetic field also same. Then what should be the speed of proton? Electron speed they have given, simple. So in the question they told radius made by electron should be equal to radius made by proton. What is the formula for radius? mv by qb. So let us write for electron only the magnitude. So mass of electron me, velocity of electron ve, charge of electron e, magnetic field is same only b. Radius of proton, mass of proton, velocity of proton, charge of proton and electron are identical in magnitude. So this will be also e, magnetic field is same. So these two will cancel. Correct? No? Okay. So what will be velocity of proton? Mass of electron, velocity of electron by mass of proton. What is mass of electron in the question they told? 0.9 into 10 power minus 30. Which I can write 9 into 10 power minus 31. Velocity of electron they told speed is 3 into 10 power 6. And mass of proton they wrote 1.8 into 10 power minus 27. Right? So this will be 9 2s are, so 0.2, right? So this will be 3 divided by 2, let me write. So it will be 1.5. If there is only one option with 1.5, you can, option B will be correct. Option B. No need to correct also. No need to calculate also, because 3 divided by 0.2 will have 1.5 somewhere in the first, I mean. So 1.5, if you see in only one option, you can tick that option instead of calculating. Okay, so calculation part I will skip. Again, what you have to remember, this Q is same for electron and proton, obviously, in magnitude. The only difference is if one goes in this circle, other will go in this circle, right? Because the forces will be in opposite direction. Because one is negative charge, other is positive charge. Magnetic field was same here, but particles were different. One was electron, other one was proton. Okay, I think last class, I hope everybody remembers, if I apply magnetic field like this, and if charge comes at some angle with magnetic field, not with Pankaj sir or with somebody, with magnetic field, if the charge comes at an angle, then I told you this component will make it go in a circle, this component will make it go along the magnetic field. So it starts moving in a helical path. What was this distance called? Pitch, right? And pitch, if you remember, was this v parallel into time period. This component of velocity I wrote v parallel, this component I wrote v perpendicular, right? Okay, so let us see the next question, which is based on this pitch. So read the question. A charged particle enters a uniform magnetic field with velocity vector at an angle 45 degree with the magnetic field. So this theta here is 45 degree. The pitch of the helical path followed by the particle is p. So they have given you the pitch directly as P. They want the radius of the helix. Now for radius, what was the formula? mv by qb. But it is not this velocity which makes it go in circle. It is this velocity. So you have to write v perpendicular. And v perpendicular was, if you remember, v, this is cos theta, this is sin theta. So v sin theta by q. Here theta is 45 degree. So radius will be mv by root 2 qb. So that would be the radius of the helical path. Acha, they want the answer in terms of pitch. Now pitch formula is, this is pitch, okay, not momentum, pitch. What was the formula? V parallel into time period. V parallel is V sin theta. Time period was 2 pi m by qb. This formula also you should memorize. So here theta is 45, so it will be V by root 2, 2 pi m by qb. So since they want the formula for radius in terms of pitch, let me divide these two. Let me divide radius with pitch. So radius is mv by root 2 qb. Pitch is v into 2 pi m root 2 qb. So what I am doing, I am dividing the radius formula with pitch formula. Why? So that I can give the answer of radius in terms of pitch. So mv cancel, root 2 cancel, qb cancel. So radius will be pitch divided by 2 pi. Radius will be pitch divided by 2 pi. Which option is this? Option C. Right, fast. Time period, you should remember this I have explained in cyclotron also. To find the time period, by chance, no, suppose you forget this formula, then what you will remember? Time period is 2 pi r by v. Time period means time taken for one revolution. So in one revolution, distance covered will be how much? 2 pi r. Divide the distance by speed. Then put the formula for radius, mv by qb. V will cancel, you will get this formula. Oh yeah, this is cos theta, sorry. V parallel will be cos. Thank you, Sri Gauri. However, here it is okay because it was 45 degree. So you still got the same answer, but you have to be careful. If it was 30 degree, then the answer will be different. So V parallel is V cos theta. Okay. Now, before I continue solving more questions, some concepts about this magnetism I want to teach. Okay, so look carefully. Interesting concepts. Now, before I continue, let us start with some basic questions. If something is going in a circular path, and let's say this radius turns by some angle theta as it rotates with angular speed omega. So omega is the angular speed. As long as it is uniform motion, angular speed and angular frequency are same only. So as this particle goes like this and like this, it covers some angle in some time. Right? Angle covered by time taken is called angular speed. So what would be time taken from here to here? If I give you the angle and the angular speed, what will be time taken? Don't write distance by speed because I have given you angular. So if something goes in a circle, what will be time taken from here to here? Yeah, so it will be angle covered by angular speed. right? Okay. So this you remember. Now look carefully. If there is magnetic field everywhere, then when the particle moves in a circle like this with radius r, what is the angular speed formula? Time period is 2 pi m by qb, correct? So angular speed is equal to, if angle covered is 2 pi, time period is capital T, then angular speed is angle covered in one revolution, because from here I can write angle by time also, right? Yes or no? Cross multiply. So if angle covered is 2 pi, time taken is called time period. So if I substitute this time period here, I will get m qb. Okay, 2 pi will cancel. So I want all of you to memorize angular speed is qb by m. Angular speed is how much? Qb by m. Do you know, students, what is this called? This is also called specific charge. This is also called specific charge. Okay, charge by mass ratio. So angular speed is how much? Specific charge times magnetic field. You can check the formula. From basics I have tried to explain. So keep this formula in your mind. Now, every time it may not be able to move in a circle. Every time it may not be able to move in a complete circle. Look here. Second concept. Suppose there is a line here and I say magnetic field is only this side. Magnetic field is only this side into the board. Okay, this side there is no magnetic field. So here magnetic field is 0. Now imagine the particle enters like this. This is the velocity. Positive charge, let us take. So you can see magnetic field is here. It is entering like this. So it is perpendicular. So it will start moving in a circle. Now the question is this circle or this circle. That will depend on where is the force. Let us quickly find the force. Magnetic field is here, right? Current is here because this is the flow of positive charge. So force will be up. So as this charge enters here, once it reaches here, its velocity is this way. So force will be this way. So if force is this way, center of this circle will be somewhere in this line. Center of the circle will be somewhere in this line. Why it will be in this line only? Because magnetic force provides the centripetal force. And you know any force which provides the centripetal force must be towards the, any force which provides centripetal force must be towards the where? Center, right? So you know that the moment the charge enters, there will be a magnetic force. And how I found the magnetic force? Fleming's left hand rule. Magnetic field, current matlab flow of positive charge. I have assumed positive charge for simplicity. So force will be up. So it will move in this circle, right? But once it reaches here, it will come out like this. It will come out like straight. Understood or not? So basically, it will not be able to complete full circle. Why it is not able to complete full circle? Because there is no magnetic field here. So once it comes out, there is no force. So Newton Baba, what he told? He told it will move in a straight line. Understood or not? So now you check this radius which was here, this radius vector, this radius which was here, now it is here. So the radius has turned by what angle? Center is here, this is center. So radius has turned by what angle? From here it went to here. 180 degree, right? So if they ask you time spent by charge in magnetic field. Time spent by charge in magnetic field. That will be angle covered divided by omega, you told before. What is the angle covered by the radius vector? Pi, omega, right? Angle divided by omega, right? And what is omega? Q by m b. So time taken will be m pi by q. So this is the time spent by the charged particle in the magnetic field. Directly you could have written half of time period. Half of time period. See, this is half of time period. 2 pi m by qb, right? Time period was 2 pi m by qb. This is pi m by qb. Same thing. By the way, notice one thing. Velocity vector also has turned by pi 180 degree. See, it was here, now it is here. Obviously, whenever radius will turn by theta, if radius turns by theta, velocity will also turn by theta. These two angles are always same. Because this is perpendicular to this is perpendicular to this. So angle between velocity vectors will be same as angle between radius vectors. Matlab, if velocity vector turns by theta, radius vector also turns by theta. Okay, keep this in mind. Simple concepts only. Very important for NEET also. Third one. Look here. This is a line and there is magnetic field here like this. Okay. This time I am saying the particle comes like this. Okay, so when it is here, the particle enters the magnetic field with some velocity v, but at an angle alpha with this. Think carefully before answering. Can I say this particle is moving perpendicular to magnetic field even now, or I cannot say? Yes, we can say. No, we cannot say. In this picture, think carefully. Don't be hurry-burry. Some sweets I'm not distributing. Can I say this particle is entering the field perpendicularly? Yes, it is perpendicular only. Very good. See, velocity is here. Magnetic field is inside the board. Right? So this angle is 90 degree, right? So whether this velocity is here and magnetic field is here, this is also 90. If it is like this, and magnetic field is inside, this is 90 degree only. So it is 90 degree only. So don't think it is not 90 degree. So don't think it will go helical path. Helical path it goes when it moves at an angle with magnetic field. This is not with magnetic field. This is with some line I made here. Understood? But so how it will go? So now where will be magnetic force? See, this is your V. So magnetic force will be somewhere here. Correct? No. Why magnetic force will be here? Array, magnetic force is always perpendicular to velocity. You know already. And if you use your right hand rule, this is magnetic field. Current is this side. You can see. Right? Magnetic field is inside. Velocity is here. Force is here. So center will be somewhere here now. So it will move basically in this kind of path. Like this. Center will be wherever this force will be here. Understood or not? So it will not be semicircle now. Now when it comes out from here, like this, speed will be same. Speed cannot change. Speed cannot change by magnetic field. So whatever speed was here, same speed will be here. And because of symmetry, if this is alpha, this also will be alpha. So now if I want to know how much, time it spends in magnetic field, time spent by charge in magnetic field. First, what I should do, calculate the angle turned by the radius vector. So this radius was here. Now you forget about this force. This radius vector is here. Now it is here. If this is alpha, this is alpha. How much angle it turns? Can you tell me? If this is alpha, this is alpha. See here. You can draw this line here. Okay. Now you check. This is perpendicular to this line. Agree or not? This line is perpendicular to this line. This radius is perpendicular to tangent. So if this is alpha, this is also alpha. Similarly, this radius is perpendicular to this tangent. Velocity is always along tangent of the circle. So this radius is perpendicular to tangent. This dot dot line is perpendicular to this line. So if this is alpha, this is also alpha. Okay. So for this, what you have to remember is, if angle between two lines is theta, angle between perpendiculars is also theta. So how much angle the radius, this radius vector has turned from here to here? It has turned a total angle of 2 alpha. So how to find time spent? Angle turned by angular speed. Angle turned by angular speed. Angle turned is 2 alpha. Angular speed is q by m into b. So time spent will be 2 alpha m by q. Okay, students. So we'll stop for today, but try to remember this part. So this radius vector has turned like this. Okay. Thank you. Any doubt here, please ask me. Okay, any doubt here, please ask me. Specific doubt you ask, I will explain. If anyone has doubt, still 2-3 minutes are there. So this you have to remember. If angle between two lines is theta, angle between perpendiculars will be also theta. Okay, thank you. This last part is important for your entrance.